Now to the aftermath of the Chauvin trial. An alternate juror is finally speaking out about the sense of fear she and her colleagues felt. Here's what the juror in question, Lisa Christensen, told CNN yesterday.
I was concerned for my safety to a point, depending on, we hadn't heard any facts or anything yet. So depending on which way it went, I felt like some people, you can't please everybody all the time. So I felt certain groups might feel certain ways. So I was a little concerned about that.
She was even more explicit in an interview with a local reporter, saying that I felt like either way you were going to disappoint one group or another. I didn't want to go through rioting and destruction again, and I was concerned about people coming to my house if they were not happy with the verdict. Joining me now is Alan Dershowitz, Harvard Law Prof Emeritus, host of the Dersh Show podcast. His new book, The Case Against the New Censorship, is just coming out. Alan, it's hard to imagine that sense of fear didn't impact the jury in some way, but we won't know, I guess. We'll never know. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, we should know. There's no reason why the judge shouldn't have called in every single juror after Congresswoman Waters made her statements. The judge said it was giving you an appellate issue. Why not call in the jurors and ask them, do you know about this statement? Have you heard about it? Are you afraid? Do you have the kind of fear that if you come out with a verdict that will not please someone, it could cause riots? I have absolutely zero doubt that jurors in that jury room were worried about their own welfare if they were to come to a conclusion that murder was not committed. If they had come to a verdict either of manslaughter or not guilty, they would worry that their own welfare, their children, their businesses, their schools, their neighborhoods would be burned down. And by the way, they weren't the only ones who were worried. Every police chief, every mayor, the president of the United States said that the jurors were under enormous pressure. That's not the way our system is supposed to operate. Jurors are supposed to be isolated, insulated. They should have been segregated. They should have been kept in a separate hotel room during the entire process and never should have been allowed to hear what people like Maxine Waters and Sharpton were threatening.
Alan, a really quick question. Are you concerned about a precedent being set with this trial, with future trials of people, police officers, others, whose outcome becomes a big... I mean, doesn't this set its own precedent?
We already see that with Kim Potter, who committed no crime whatsoever, having been charged with manslaughter. We see it with the other three accessories. We don't know whether they'll get a sequestered jury. The trial is scheduled to take place in Minneapolis. That's a mistake. It's going to be very hard for the judge in that case to make a decision whether to sequester.